No, I want to start out first. I just want to say condolences to the Popovich family. Just got news about his wife. Very sorry to hear that. The Popovich family, they're in our prayers, and anything we can do as far as the Cavs organization, we're willing to help. So thoughts and prayers go out to Popovich and his family.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Is there an update on Kevin?
He's good.
Okay. What?
Okay.
Is he getting an X-ray?
No, he's good. He just a little jam thumb, a little whatever, but he's fine.
Okay. Then how come he didn't come back in?
Because we had a good flow going.
Okay. So he's okay.
He's
for
great.
Game 2.
Yes, sir. Ready to go. Game 3.
Game 3.
Yes, sir.
David Grenham, ESPN. Ty, you said you wanted to see a more of an aggressive approach from LeBron James. Obviously, you got it. How much was that him taking over? And how much was that you adding some shooters to give him more spacing to deal with?
A little bit of both. I think he did a great job just being aggressive, attacking the basket early, setting the tone, for our team. And defensively, I thought we were good again tonight, only giving up 6 threes. And, when you blitzing and you scrambling around, you're going to give some points in the paint with the bigs. But we'll take those twos over the threes. And, 2 games in a row, they haven't scored 100 points. So, but LeBron definitely did a great job just setting the tone early offensively. And they got our defense going as well.
Scott Sargent, WFNY. Coach, you clearly altered the starting lineup a little bit, and you got a lot out of LeBron. But did you get everything you wanted to see out of the other 4 guys as well?
I did. I thought JR was great defensively on Oladipo. I thought he really challenged him up the floor, picking him up full court, being physical with him, denying him the basketball. And at the end of the game, having a big steal, that went down and laid the basketball up. So JR's defensive aggression was really good for us to start that game.
And I don't want to presume, but you're sticking with this going forward?
Yes, sir.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. You mentioned it, the defense holding them under 102 in a row. What do you like best about the way you guys are defending right now?
I thought tonight, we were, it was clearly we were more physical to start the game. I thought we got up and pressured their guards. I thought we really denied their bigs, easy catches. I thought JR did a good job of denying Oladipo, G. Hill getting in the backcourt. So I liked our aggressiveness as far as just being physical, being on the bodies, and being aggressive as far as picking the ball full court and also being in the passing lanes with the bigs.
I think you mentioned, I was tweeting, I think you mentioned something earlier about you give up 2s for 3s. They got a ton of paint points. Is that just pick your poison? You'd rather them scoring inside than at the 3-point line, or are you concerned at all that you're giving up, 60-some points?
I mean, you got to give up something. And when you got a guy like Oladipo who has it going and can get to where he wants to get to anytime, we want to try to take him out of the game. And I thought in the third quarter he got aggressive, attacking the basket, attacking the blitz. But, overall, if they're only making 6 threes, they can't get to 100. We got to be able to at least score 100 points, going forward. So you're going to give up something like we talked about. But, 2 games in a row under 100 points for them is pretty good for us.
Last one real quick for me. Anything – do you need to see more out of Rodney and
I need
Clarkson?
to see more out of a lot of guys. Yeah.
Ty, getting back to your lineup change, what inspired the idea to throw 2 shooting guards in there?
I think talking to some of you guys throughout the course of the season, I told you I wanted to start Korver in the playoffs. You guys knew that. But, with the passing of his brother and then missing the last 2 or 3 games with his foot and then being sick, he just wasn't – he didn't think he had a rhythm. And he said he didn't think he had a rhythm either. But, talking to him when he missed practice the other day, I said, well, I want to start you like the same plan. He said, I'll be ready to go. And I said, you sure? He said, yes, I'll be ready to go. So by putting him in the starting lineup, we had to, also insert JR because I'm comfortable with JR. I've been there before with JR. I know what JR brings. And then he can guard Oladipo as well. So that was the reasoning.
Ron Podesta, the Sports Animal 1390. Talk about Kyle Korver's performance. He had a lot of clutch threes in the first half.
Kyle was great for us. I think opened the floor up. But more so than anything, I thought defensively. I mean, he had a few good rotations. He did a great job on Thad when we was in full rotation, taking the bigger guys, boxing out. So he does all the little things it takes to win. And when you want to win a championship, you got to do all the little things. And outside of his great shooting, just doing the little things and making the extra efforts, being in the right place defensively, taking 2 charges tonight, really set the tone for us, I thought. In that first half of taking 2 charges, I think, on Oladipo was big for us. So Kevin, Bron, Kyle, they all took charges.
Ty Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. JR, you mentioned his defense. It looked like it was exerting a lot of energy out there. Is that something he can keep up for the rest of the series if he has to go against Oladipo? I mean, he has been coming off the bench. Is this conditioning there to be able to put forth that effort throughout the rest of the series?
Yeah, I think so. I think JR does a great job of priding himself of being in shape, doing all the extra work to be in shape. And, we played him a lot of minutes in that first half, but he just played so well. And then I try to give him more of a break going into that fourth quarter, bring him back the last 6 where he can just, go all out. So he was able to pick up Oladipo full court, get that big steal for us, and, it was huge.
Ty Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. Just curious, in that second quarter to begin, it seemed like LeBron and Love were sitting for a little bit. Have you made it a point to play at least one of them on the court at all times with
Yes,
the guys?
I have, but just the foul trouble has been different. And then, Kevin getting tired at different times of the game because we asked him to do a lot. He's blitzing Oladipo, then sprinting back. So just all it matters about, how fatigued he gets. So I got him back in early to try to, go to him in the post, especially in that fourth quarter, of bringing him back for LeBron and posting Kevin a lot in that fourth quarter.
And then getting back to JR, it just seems when he's engaged that he just brings so much energy. A couple of those plays, those hustle plays, going back and stripping, Oladipo up in full court, and then the one in the first quarter. Just what does it mean to your team when he has that kind of energy?
It means a lot. Just showing the fight, showing the toughness that we need, bringing the physicality, and he's not scared to hit people. You got to hit people in this league. It's not it's a contact sport. And guys have to understand and realize that.
Steve Ashburn on NBA.com. Before and after Game 1, there was a lot of talk about some of your new guys and how they would respond or had responded or not to this level of play. As the series goes on, what do you expect to see from them as they get one more game under their belt?
I think they'll get more and more comfortable. But like I said before, just having LeBron and Caleb set the tone early, I think, would open it up for a lot of those guys. But they see what it takes. If you want to be champions, if you want to, go back to the NBA Finals, teams are going to come after us. And we've had a lot of first-round tough matchups, the whole 4 years I've been here. So it hasn't been easy, and they have to understand that. And we just got to be ready to get into the fight.
I think LeBron either took your first 7 shots, maybe. I know he made your first 6. Did you have some kind of edict, like he gets to shoot until X? It seemed like no matter what, he was shooting for at least the first 5-6 minutes.
Well, we just, want him to set the tone, and he did that tonight by getting to the basket early, making a couple of jump shots. But we ran the same first play until they stopped it, and he kept getting what he wanted. And he wanted to set the tone early, and he did that, and we just kind of followed his lead from there. So, we got to be better going to Indiana games 3 and 4.
Coach Scott Sargent, WFNY. Ty switched up the starting lineup on you a little bit, and clearly, Cavs ran out to a little bit of an early start. But what did you see? How your team reacted to that floor spacing unit compared to what they did in the first game?
Well, we switched the lineup, but them coming out aggressive was something we expected. We knew that they would come out playing with a sense of urgency, with the new lineup or the change in lineup. Basically they put shooters out on the perimeter, and LeBron was going to put his head down and go to the basket. We didn't do a good job tonight of keeping the ball in front of us. We made adjustments throughout that game and was able to get back into the game. The first quarter, we knew they would come out aggressive. They basically hit us in the mouth, and we was able to calm down and get ourselves back into the game.
Coach Eli Boone, maybe radio. Just talk about how much of a challenge it was when Victor picked up those 2 quick fouls, kind of trying to find an offensive flow without him on the floor.
That's a big challenge. Anytime you lose, one of your best players, he can't help you on the bench. And he got in, picked up those 2 quick fouls in that first quarter. I think he got out of rhythm, was a little hesitant, and really never found his rhythm throughout that game. So, we want him to be aggressive out there, but you got to be smart. And I thought I think he picked up his third in the second quarter, kind of a cheap foul. And, he can help us on the floor and not sitting over there next to me.
And one more to follow up. All things considered, you got to feel at least confident going back to Indiana 1-1. What overall do you take away from these first 2 games on the road?
Well, it's a young group, and it's an emotional game, and I thought we just didn't keep our poise out there. I thought we really didn't establish ourselves. They sped us up with their pressure defensively. Offensively, we really never established ourselves out there on the offensive end of the floor. 17 turnovers. We were sloppy with the basketball. This time of the year, if 17 turnovers, you're not winning. We're better than that. You can't give them 17 extra attempts, and they make you pay. So, they came out aggressive. They did what they had to do. We'll make adjustments and come back and be ready for Friday.
David Glazier from the News Herald. Coach, I'm guessing being a coach and a perfectionist, you probably would have loved to go out of here 2-0. But you're 1-1. What did you see from this team in these 2 games that tells you that they'll be able to compete and maybe even perform better once they get back on their home floor? Or does being on the home floor present a new challenge?
Well, we're going back home. We've played well, both on the road and at home. You get one here in Cleveland, and some say that's good. We had an opportunity to get 2, and we didn't do the things we needed to do tonight. So we make that adjustment. We come back out, and I think after tonight we feel we can play with this team. And we have to be sharp, and we have to execute on both ends of the floor, and we gotta be clear about what we're doing out there. I thought we on both ends of the floor was kind of going off doing whatever we wanted to do, making up some things, and we weren't connected defensively. James just walked into the paint that first quarter. I don't know how many points in the paint they had in that first quarter, but it was a lot of layups. And, so we weren't connected on either end of the floor tonight. And we're better than that. We got to do a better job being connected.
Coach Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. What did you see from Miles Turner, and what do you think that Cleveland did so much to make it difficult on him on the 4th?
Again, I thought they sped us up, and we pretty much played that way all game long. Defensively, they really didn't do anything different other than change the lineup and put shooters out on the floor. But they didn't, and they of course they got more aggressive to start that game. But once we settled down, we was able to get ourselves back into the game. It wasn't anything different. I thought it was more us and what we didn't do out there. I just want to say, our thoughts and prayers are with Coach Popovich. We heard the news about his family member, his wife, and really sorry to hear that news. And on behalf of the Indiana Pacers and our coaching staff, our thoughts and prayers are with you, Coach Pop.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. I know you say all the time every game presents its own challenges, but, Ty was talking for the last couple of days. He wanted you to be more assertive and aggressive early on. So when do you know that you've got it rolling early and you can take over a game the first 6 minutes like you did tonight?
Just a feel. I mean, Coach Lou called up the first play for me and went down. So we went back to it. I was able to hit another one and, just felt like I was in a really good rhythm. So just try to see how long I could stay in that zone and just, try to make a mark on the game early on, especially after the way we started at game one.
You got so many guys who have never been in the spot before. Is there any part of you always say game one's a feel-out game. Was there any part of you that just kind of sat back the other night and wanted to see how they responded to the moment and reacted to the moment?
Well, I mean, it's part of me, obviously, yeah. I mean, it's first experience for a lot of our guys in game one. And for me, like I said, it's always a feel-out game to see how teams are playing me, playing our team, and seeing the ways I can be better, and I broke down the film the last couple of days, seeing ways I can try to be better for our team. So, definitely, in game one, I was the, more of the mind, working than anything.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. It almost wouldn't be Cavs-like if you didn't have a lineup change, considering you had 29 different ones in the regular season. But how do you feel like the presence of Kyle and JR from the start opened up your game and just overall helped the team?
Well, I mean, I think it's just familiarity, with that lineup, to start tonight. I mean, you got four guys that's played in postseason games before, and then you add G. Hill, who's got his own experience as well. So, that definitely helps from that standpoint. It allowed, JG and Rodney to kind of get settled into the game before their number was called. So, I think it worked well for us tonight.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. LeBron, we've talked a lot this year about the Cavs' identity and how much it has changed because of so many different lineups and so many different rosters that you've had, basically. When you play you with the four shooters, does it feel more like Cavaliers basketball to you?
I mean, for me, I just try to be as productive as I can no matter what lineup is out there. To start the game, you can obviously with the space, with JR and Kyle's ability to shoot the ball, and obviously Kev, it creates a lot more space. But for me, I just try to be productive no matter what line is out on the floor, and it felt good for us to get off to a good start.
Scott Sargent, WFNY. Brian, a lot of talk is going to be about the offensive side of that new starting five. What can you say that those guys have done, or did, at least on the stretch, defensively as well?
I mean, listen, JR and Kyle were huge, late game. JR being able to pick up Oladipo on that full court pressure, get the steal, get the layup. Kyle getting switched off onto Thaddeus one possession where, could have went either way with the push off or a block, and then he comes right back and has a one-on-one matchup with Miles Turner and be able to get the strip late in the game. They were huge defensively, so and we definitely needed that from them.
Tom Withers, AP. Bron, Victor somehow got open for that last three. Went through your mind when he had that open look from the right wing?
That we blew a coverage. That was the thought that went to my head. We blew a coverage, and we were lucky. And I'd much rather be on time, on target, than to be lucky. But he missed it, and we was able to get the rebound.
Overall, what do you think of the defensive effort by you guys?
I think we were better than game one, and we had some laws obviously once again, but I think we were in tune. We were more physical at the point of attack, and and it definitely helped us out a lot.
LeBron, Jason Spells, WTHR in Indianapolis. Given the fact you all came out so strong, so powerful, 18-point lead, what does that tell you about the Pacers, their resiliency to come back and make this a game late?
That they're resilient.
A lot of teams struggle when teams get that big lead in this on the road in a difficult environment. Were you surprised they were able to come back?
No, I don't think any of these 16 teams that's in the postseason, 8 in the East, 8 in the West, that's going to struggle. If they get down. I think we're all here for a reason. We all punched our ticket for a reason, and Indiana is one of those teams as well.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. So, LeBron, how do you think this sets things up for Game 3?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the way you guys played tonight and the way they won Game 1, what do you think this means for the next game?
It means the series is tied 1-1 and it's going to Indiana. So, we got to be ready to play. They got a great crowd, and they're a really, really good team. So, it just sets up for Game 3. It's just the next game.
LeBron, PJ Ziegler, Fox 8. I know you said coming into this game that you wanted to be more assertive. Did you think it was going to take a 46-point effort to lead your team to victory?
I didn't come into the game saying I want to be assertive. Coach Lou said it. I never said. I said I'm going to play my game, and I did that tonight. I made some shots early, got into a rhythm. Defensively, I wanted to be in tune. I wanted to try to get my guys involved as well. But I mean, I don't come in the game saying I'm going to try to do this, I'm going to do that. It just kind of happens to flow of the game. I play the game the right way, and that's just the result of it. So, we got some work to do tomorrow. We're going to watch the film, break it down, and see ways we can be better in Indiana, where we know it's going to be a very hostile environment come Friday.